All right, guys, so have you heard of Eric Smith, also called the freckle-faced killer, who was convicted of unaliving somebody and is now roaming free? Let's talk about it. So in 1993, Eric Smith was convicted of unaliving Derek Roby, a 4-year-old who lived across town. So early in the morning, Eric had spotted 4-year-old Derek walking alone to a summer camp at a park. Derek's mother, Doreen, is quoted as saying it was the first time she ever let Derek go anywhere alone. It was only 1 block down the same side of the street. He gave her a kiss and he said, "I love you, Mom." However, 14-year-old Eric Smith spotted the child, lured him into the woods, and then strangled him and with a rock. Doreen, Derek's mother, did report him missing, and then later that day, they found his body in the woods. Now, the town thought that this might have been a stranger that was just passing through, some sort of adult, but then Eric was reported as having a conversation with an adult where he said, "Well, what if it was a kid that did it? What do you think?" And that adult began to say, "Well, I think that the child would need serious psychiatric help." Where Eric just responded, "Oh, okay." But then things started really coming together for this person, and they decided to take Eric to the police station. Now, at first, Eric was acting like he was helpful, he was offering to help. Investigators even say that he seemed to enjoy the whole process, that he didn't want it to end. Now, the investigators began to start questioning Eric, and at first he denied it, but then, as his grandfather states, because he was also there, Eric said, "I'm sorry, I killed that little boy." Now, investigators really tried to dig in and find out what even led Eric to this kind of behavior, and they learned that Eric had a long history of being bullied and picked on as a child because of his red hair and freckles. Now, his grandfather has said that he asked him why he did it, and Eric said, "I don't know. I just saw this kid, this blonde kid, and I wanted to hurt him." Now, Eric was tried as an adult and he did get 9 years to life, and he was sent originally to a juvenile detention center until he was 21. Now, Derek Roby's parents were not exactly thrilled with this verdict because they knew that at some point they would have to deal with Eric's possible parole. Now, in 2002, he was up for parole and he was denied. He went up for parole every 2 years. Now, every time these parole hearings did come up, it was very hard on the family. They had to relive it. They tried to fight to keep him from getting that parole. Now, his parole was still denied in 2009, but as the years progressed, there was a forensic psychologist that was working with him, and by 2014, she was known as saying that she felt like that he was really changing as a person. But the parole board didn't budge until October of 2021. So on February 1st of 2022, after 28 years of prison, Eric walked out a free man. Now, Derek Roby's family said that they don't understand why, after 28 years, they would decide to give him a chance. Now, since Smith has moved to Queens, New York, and says he has plans for his future, he wants a marriage, a family, a job. Now, Eric says that he wants to counsel kids that were bullied just like him. So, what do you guys think? Can someone who was 14 years old, a teenager, and have that kind of impulsive nature and then act on it, change after 28 years? Will this be a case where Eric Smith is a success story, or will this be a case of somebody where we're pointing at them and saying somebody really blew it by letting him out?